Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our recaps or other videos. I just kind of lost my train of thought because I have something I want to ask you. First of all, I'm feeling a lot better today, but I want to ask you something. In the next coming days, since I live New York adjacent, kind of, and with the Pope coming up, there's a huge chance that my General Hospital will probably be cut off, if not totally like over, which is fine, obviously, historic, you know. I just, if there's only 30 minutes of the episode that I'm able to see whether it's the beginning or the end, would you still want a recap video, or would you only want it if it was like the whole episode or like the vast majority of it? So just let me know in the comments, and also make sure you check Twitter. It's right in the description for updates. I'll let you know if I am doing a video or if I'm not doing a video, so that way you're not, you know, checking. But usually if it's not up by 4:30, the latest, yeah, I think really the latest I've ever done is like on a normal thing is like 4:35. If it's not up by then it probably won't be up. But in any event, let's get right to today's recap because we have the whole episode today. I thought it might be cut off. It wasn't, so let's get right to it. At Patrick's place, I guess it's their place now, but whatever. Patrick is singing with his new guitar, and he's singing a song that, like, the chorus is "Be careful what you wish for," and I like that. Right, E-Cat? E-Cat shows up right in time. And Sam is going through boxes from her old home, and she brings the wedding rings out. Then it cuts to Jake dreaming. Well, we only hear the audio, it's not like visual, but Jake dreaming about he and Sam's wedding, and he like says it, he goes, "I do," and like it kind of wakes Elizabeth up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. As you can tell, the fan's on. Sam is crying a little bit as she's going through the box, and then she goes back into the room where Patrick is singing with his little guitar, and she asks Patrick if he's upset that she asked him to put the proposal on hold. He says he's not upset, he just wished he didn't blindside her and had better timing, so it's on him. Patrick taking responsibility for something, what? And she says, you know, he asks her how she's doing. Obviously, you know, it's a rough time of year, and she says, you know, it's different this year. I'm happy, but, you know, I still can't stop thinking about Jason, but, like, I'm in a better place. And then they talk a little bit about her wedding and the reception, like Jason, because obviously Patrick and Robin were there, and how far they've come since then, and how much they've been through. And then, you know, I don't know, whatever. Leave it up to your imagination. And he has to leave for work. At Elizabeth's, Jake wakes up with a jolt. J-word's not good for me today. And he had a dream again that he thought he was going to remember. Oh my god, he needs to like start writing down, or like, you know, just as soon as he wakes up or like in his sleep, just write down what he's dreaming, because seriously, that would solve so many problems. So he thinks he was dreaming about a wedding, and Elizabeth is like, "Our wedding," and he's like, "Haha, we're not married yet," and I'm like, "Haha, you're not married yet." And she says, "But it's our anniversary," and I'm like, I'm anger. So it's been a year since they've met, which means we've been strung along for a year officially. But of course, you know, I'm not bitter. I know it's a soap opera, and I know the storylines take a long time. I know, I'm not criticizing it. I'm just pointing it out. So at least she can admit that she's selfishly glad that he chose to spend his life with her instead of, you know, pursuing whoever he used to be, you know, because he might have a family out there, but who cares, because he loves Elizabeth. So then she wants to set a date for the wedding, and she's like, "What about today?" And I think we all collectively at our homes went, "What?" Because, you know, like this video if you went, "What?" when she said that, or had another exclamation. I would love to know. So she wants to go to the courthouse and do it today, and Jake's like, today doesn't seem like a good day. And I'm like, that's right, because it's your wedding anniversary with Sam. But he says, you know, with Carly worried about Sonny, you know, it wouldn't be right, especially when Carly didn't get to celebrate her wedding or have her wedding. It would be insensitive for them to get married, like, still in the midst of this whole thing. which Elizabeth, you know, kind of has to agree with because, yeah. And I'm assuming yesterday the episode ended with Jake going to find Morgan and Michael, and then Morgan and Michael coming back to the hospital, because that's where everybody was. I kind of forgot I didn't see the last 5 minutes yesterday. Anyway, at the penthouse, who I don't know who lives there anymore, Alexis and Julian arrive back there. And they talk about what happened to him last night, and Julian refuses to leave again, and then they both leave the penthouse to go who knows where. At Ava's place or Julian's place, who lives there? I don't know. Where does everyone live? So Scott comes over, and Scott wants to know why she's so chill, and she spins some yarn about, well, the police weren't here, and there's a new DA, and I figured, you know, if the recording showed up, I would have already been arrested, so I'm just not worried about it anymore. And okay. So she still wants Scott's help with getting Avery back, and he still wants his $5 million. And she's like, alright, what if I give you $1 million if Avery's in my arms by the end of the day? And then Scott goes off to maybe make that happen. So then Julian comes to Julian's, I don't know, the other penthouse that's more of a silvery tone. And Julian tells Ava that Morgan went after him and, like, the whole thing that happened. And Julian wants to find out who set him up and wants Ava's help with that. So he asks her to make some calls to their old associates to see if a name pops up. And then Julian wants to know what convinced Ava that he was really out of the business. And she, I don't know, she, again, spins some yarn. I don't even remember, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. And then Julian leaves. And then Scott comes back. Dun dun dun. At the Quartermains, Dylan is happy for Paul and his new job, and he talks to Paul about his new job, and he's up against a lot in Port Charles and the mob, and like kind of gives him the ins and outs, and yeah, he knows the ins and outs, Dylan. And I really feel bad because Dylan is so happy for his father, and even goes so far as to say, like, I'm proud of you, and like, I don't know. I don't think it really gave Paul some pause, but like it looked like it gave him some pause, but who knows. At the hospital, Morgan is back at the hospital, so I can only assume that happened in the last 5 minutes of yesterday. Michael is dressing more and more tough. Like, did you notice that? Like, I mean, all he really wore was, like, suits before and, like, just casual clothes, but, like, he's changing. Do you see it? Because I see it. Even, I don't know. I feel like even his hair is different. I don't know. So, Carly and Michael tell Morgan that he needs to keep his promise to Sunny and see a psychiatrist, and Morgan's like, no. So, Carly and Michael really tough love him and everything like that. Oh, E-Cat, you made it go back to the top. One moment. Where was I? Oh, Michael brings up about how many people Sunny has eliminated and that the police can never catch, or can never tie it back to him or catch him. And the whole way Michael's talking, I think it kind of scares Carly because it cuts to her a few times. And then Morgan brings up about, like, sending someone after Julian. And you know, before where Michael would probably be like, no, because killing is wrong or something like that. He's like, you know, it's too public and all eyes would be on us, so it's not a good time. And, you know, there's other options who did it, and Ava gets brought up. So, I mean, if Michael's like pretty much a full metamorphosis, he is now a mob butterfly as far as I'm concerned. So then it dawns on Michael and Carly that now that Ava's free, she'll probably be coming after Avery. So Carly wants to get Rick on this so they can file a preemptive motion to head Ava off. And Carly calls Rick. She's not happy about it, but Rick dealt with the custody case before, and, you know, if there's one thing Rick's good at, it's being a lawyer. So Rick says he's going to try to stop anything Ava tries to push through, and his payment for this is he gets to see Sunny in the hospital now. Morgan doesn't trust him. He's not happy with this, but whatever, Morgan, you don't make the decisions. And then Sabrina comes to the hospital with Avery because Carly wants to keep her eyes on that child so that Ava can't get to her. End scene. We have one today. So Alexis comes over to the Quartermains to meet with Paul about Julie and Jerome. And Patrick tells Carly and Morgan that Sunny's vitals are going up. Yay, that's good. And then Carly tells him about Sunny mistaking Jake for Jason and, like, what could that mean? Does it mean anything? You know, what does it mean? And then Patrick's like, look, there was a change of medication. It was probably just that. but I'll know more after my exam. So then at Elizabeth's house, Jake suggests November 6th as a wedding date because that's the day she asked him to move in with her. Ooh. But November 6th, that's November. We all have a sneaking suspicion the reveal is going to happen in November, and yay, that's the beginning of November. Do you think they would do the reveal before they actually get married? Or do you think they'll make it super messy and have them get married first? And then have to go through like an annulment? What would hurt Elizabeth more? Because that's really all I'm concerned about right now. Also, but one second, I have one more thing to say before I get on a tangent. Get off on a tangent. And then back at the hospital, Ava shows up and Carly is not having it. And I don't blame her. But in any event, that is it for today's Drama Hospital recap. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean so, so much. And also, don't forget to check Twitter for updates. Again, if it's not up by like 4:30, 4:35, even with the way I do the description now, it really doesn't come up past 4:30. If it's not up by then, I'm probably, like, I'm not uploading a video. So if you don't have a Twitter, if you're not able to check that, just so that's like a YouTube marker. But I will let you know, and of course, let me know in the comments if you would want like a partial recap, if there's only partial of an episode. But in any event, thank you for watching today's video. I'm not gonna mess this up towards the end. I can't think. How do I end this? Oh, I hope you have a great day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.